everybody. Welcome to Cheryl's Place and our live stream of Hobbies and Passions. And I have the most beautiful Tasharia with me. How are you, my dear?
Excellent. Excellent,
Wow.
excellent, excellent.
I know this is not a normal time I do it, so I know people at work or whatever they got going on. So if you can't be here in the chat, we hope we'll see you in the replay.
Mhm. Definitely. Thank you so for
Oh
accommodating
my
my
gosh, yes, I'm excited because we type, but it's the difference of talking. I
Mhm.
know we're someday we'll face to face. I'm gonna give you a giant hug, but
I
until
I
then,
know I
go find us
can't
something
wait.
to do.
I know. Misty say, oh, who was that? Not Misty. Somebody said you give the best hugs. Like, who was that? They came to visit you.
Oh,
Um,
Alita
Alita,
came.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few things I do good. I give nice hugs and I make really bad food that tastes good, but now I'm eating cleaner. But I have all the recipes for the stuff, when we ate years ago that, they're
Mhm.
delicious, but we got to modify that stuff now.
Yes, you got to modify the stuff. It's interesting too. I think Maha, she had it like all day running the recipes, and I was like, yes, it can be done. Like it gave me so much hope. But then I try to do it myself. I'm like, what happened? What had
No,
happened
you'll do
was
it. You'll be perfect. I know you'll do good. Sometimes we do. We'll recreate something in the style we want to eat, and maybe don't taste great the first time, but we figure out what we're not doing right, and we get it. We get it. We'll figure it
but
out.
Cheryl, you already a good cook. You know me. And I'm like, what happened to my taste buds? Like, did somebody come in here and steal them while I was asleep or something like that? Like, what is going on? Oh,
You're
yeah.
too kind. You're too
But
kind.
you know what? There's always growth. There's
Yeah,
always room,
there is. There
opportunity for
is. We
growth.
have to learn. If we're not learning, we're not thriving. And so it's important to learn every day
Hmm.
something new or
Hmm.
try to learn something new.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
I
wish it.
was,
I wish it was one of my passions. Like I just want to get in the kitchen and make a
well, we
kitchen.
all have our own passions. So
Right.
we can't have the same ones.
But food is so important. Like it affects every aspect of our lives. Like,
Well, to Sherry, I still have girlfriends that don't cook. Their husbands cook or they order out. They just don't. And that's
mhm.
fine.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Just
You know
my one
me.
friend, she yogurt and bagels. That's what she
Ooh.
makes. So
Mhm.
what can you
Hey,
do?
you got to make it happen. You have to make
Yeah.
it happen, Captain. Definitely
Well,
do.
I know you have tons of hobbies and passions, but let's start talk about the big thing you have coming up because I want everyone to know because I know if you can't donate physical money, you can share your links. And so what do you have going on, my friend?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm so excited. Y'all, I have started fundraising for Bike MS. It is a 100-mile bike ride to raise funds to find a cure for MS. And what y'all and I was just thinking about this morning. I just started crying because when I was at the what happened was my cousin's husband has been riding for like 10, 12, 15 years for Bike
Awesome.
MS. And I've always just supported financially. I didn't really actually want to get on a bike. And then all of a sudden, my wife decides to say she was so moved because when people who actually have MS and they bike in the participate in the bike ride, it's like a celebration for them when they come up. And it's like overjoyed. You feel so warm. You feel the passion. Like, and it was just amazing. You just feel movement. She felt moved and told my cousin-in-law, we ride next year. Whoa, what is happening here? But once you have, you try to embrace your partner's, hobbies and passions and all the things. And so I was like, I didn't hear anything about it all year until like, what was it? Maybe October, November. Hey, you want to sign up for the, and I was like, oh, this is real. We really doing this. And we should have been practicing starting last year, right after this race. This is a for real thing. But yes, and when I started hearing about like a lady, she was one of the MCs, and she said, I have diagnosed with MS for over 20 years, and it's like lesions in the brain and on the stem cells, your spine, and it's very debilitating. It involves a lot of pain, but nonetheless, she said, I went from taking all of these medications, and now I'm like down to 2. She said, I had so many times I wanted to give up, and my husband said, no, I'm with you. We're going through this. Whatever it takes, we are going to get on that man. And then I was like, okay, I just need to. I'm not a good fundraiser because I'm really, really shy. And so to actually talk to people, I'm like, oh my God. But like if I'm presenting something, then and I'm very passionate about it, yes, I can speak and all of that. But so fundraising is, a challenge for me. But I just said, I'm gonna let the Lord use me, and I'm gonna say what it is. I'll just present the information, and somebody wants support with a donation or a like, or because every time you hit that like button, thank you for hitting the like button on this live stream as well. Every time you hit that like button, it just goes out to even more people that may not have seen the post, and it may be someone who has the resources or has the passion like me, and then we'll support it. But we did reach the necessary amount to be able to ride in the bike ride, but I am not giving up to the moment they cut off those donations. I'm gonna continue spreading the word, because those things I've seen the difference. It's one thing to be behind the scenes, but actually seeing it and experiencing it, yes, I fully support. Like, but probably forever until I can't ride.
That's fabulous. And the thing I want to say is, like, you got the whole family. The kids are doing it too, correct?
Oh, yeah, the kids, they are not participating in the thing, but you can't tell them that, like if I'm practicing, because I have a trainer at home, they'll get on the my old cycle or whatever, and I'm trying to get them to learn how to ride their bikes, but they afraid without the training wheel and everything. But I said, I have to go out there and get on the saddle. So we are making it a whole thing,
I love it. But you also brought up, and if you don't catch Tasharia, she has lots of different kind of videos, but Monday through Friday, she has live workouts, and she does something different each day. But you brought up, I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday morning in your live, not everybody is aware of every kind of ailment.
Right.
So, and just because we know people or, family members or whatever, so we sometimes we think, oh, everyone should know this, but they don't. And so that's another reason, besides liking, sharing, that might bring someone's attention to MS that was not even aware of it.
Right. Exactly. And my children are my biggest cheerleaders. Boy, they be like, and they walk in the store, they're talking about, my mama has a YouTube channel. I'm like, oh my God. And they have little shirts. They have the Wellness Crusade shirts, because like I want to be committed to like changing our mindsets about how we live, and you see my little ones on there, mostly members only, but like eating vegetables right out of the garden. Like one is really into gardening with me. The other one kind of like is only into the stuff that he plant. But yeah, they like my biggest cheerleaders.
I love it. But see, that's a great age. My kids were great cheerleaders then too. Now they're like, oh, Mom.
Right.
You gotta take advantage when they're that age and soak it all up, Tasharia.
I wish I could just put it in a bottle. I'm glad that we can record stuff now. Just imagine, like, I barely have pictures, so the video things back when I was growing up was $1,000 for one of those you put on your shoulder, like around trying to record.
No, we had the camera where you had to put the film in, and then it had the square light bulb on top.
Oh,
so then you didn't know if you were going to get any pictures. You didn't even know if anything was going to work.
It's all a surprise.
Surprise. Yeah, usually a couple thumbs, a bunch of nothing, and then a few good ones. And then you had to pay for it all, because it's not like now you can delete, get rid of.
Exactly. And watch that. I created a video for when we actually went into the store to purchase bikes. I didn't even have a appropriate bike, and so my little one, my oldest son, he's like filming me in the store, and I was like, okay, they gonna get nauseous because this boy is all over the place, but we gonna release it anyway because they so much involved in the process and why I'm doing this. And I was like, okay, you know, it's this is I can't express how passionate it feels to be a part of it.
No, that's great. And you may be sore for a little bit afterwards, your legs, but more so probably the bum area from sitting on that seat. But
Right.
it will be completely worth it because you gave your time, some passion and love, and it'll, a couple days of pain, that's nothing. Yeah.
Not at all. Just soak in some Epsom salt and
Yeah.
move on.
So, Tasharia, you can find out her link if you go. I have her YouTube on this video, and I don't know how to add your link of the fundraiser. So when we're done, Tasharia, if you have time, if you want to add it under this video.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can go to Tasharia's YouTube Wellness. Wellness with Frugal Mama, and she has a link for the MS if you want to donate or share the link. If you're unable to donate some money at this particular time, but you're open to sharing it, that would be fabulous.
And one of the things I want to say about the bike, that ain't what I was going to say. Keep going, because it's going to come back to me.
Okay, well, donate, and you're learning how to ride your new bike, and you're giving money and time, and help find a cure.
Oh yes. Okay, before Bike MS, y'all, one of the reasons why I wanted to do memberships and monetize the channel is because one of my passions is helping other people, helping people. And especially when it's an opportunity to help people help themselves. And 1/4 of my YouTube revenue goes to charity and community in one way or another each month, ever since I've been monetized. And I'm pledged to that. So every year, for the first year I was monetized, I was given $25 a month, even if, well, you got to make that. So the second year I was like, okay, we getting 50. And every year I would say, okay, I'm going to give 50 more, and this year is $75 a month. I don't even make that, but I pledge it. I do it anyway. It's like tithing. Like I take it off the top of whatever, and then I divide the rest because I know that I'm going to be blessed. I'm going to be blessed regardless, because it's a blessing to be able to give. And one of the things that I read, and I think Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one another, I read a lot of self-help and motivation. I was trying to stay, motivated to keep on going. Okay. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's a little bit more of a challenge. But they said you put out more of what you want to receive, and you put out more of what makes you feel good, and you do more of what makes you feel good. And then if the more you start to do that, the less you start to do the things that are draining and negative and not impactful in a positive way in your life, because you're still spending so much time doing that thing that is positive, that is getting the result, that is getting the results that you need. And then you're like, oh, what happened to that habit that I used to do it. Oh, I just must stop doing that because I'm filled with something that is enriching my life, like with fitness. Like I'll do a workout in a minute. Like when I get up from here, I'm gonna have to work out because I've been sitting down and my body all whatever arthritic. I'm almost 50 years old, so I get a little arthritic. But when they show me the X-rays of my spine, I have my C1 is literally fused to my brain, my skull, my occipital bone. Okay. And I have all these breaks and all these whatever, but I just say, you know what, as long as I can move around, I'm gonna keep on trying. Okay. And that's my passion. Like that fitness that gives you just so much joy. Like if I just do a little stretching, I'll be able to move a little easier, when I wake up and I don't have to roll and pop up out of bed, that is that little bit of hope. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I'm just
no, you talk away. I just wanted to share that Misty, thank you, Misty. She put your link for the fundraiser here, so you're welcome to click it. And thank you, Misty. Yeah, I'm terrible at how to do all these things, and I'm grateful I have Misty and whoever else is helping me out here today.
Yes, indeed.
Well, and plus there's something else that you bring up that I think is a very good point. And I thought I've been guilty about this in the past, not so much now that I'm older, but when you give, you give. Whatever happens after that is
Mm-hmm.
no longer your business because you donated or gave your time or whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. It's on them or whoever the organization. You did your part,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just going to give an example of, maybe a family member back in the day, and, just, and you're like, were they really grateful? But
Right.
it doesn't matter. It was
Mm-hmm.
just, I offered, I did it, and it's there now. It's just
Mm-hmm.
there now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Leave
I
it right there.
appreciate you saying that because some people just get hung up on, well, I did this, I did that. No, you volunteered, you did. Now it's out. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. Oh, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. You did it for the joy yourself or whatever, and then now it's gone. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a very good point you bring up because so many
Mm-hmm.
people, what is it you want to call? I gave you this. What do I going to get in return or whatever? I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm saying that right, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I get hung up, like, oh, okay, well, I think they paying these people too much money. They doing this. If you volunteer, you shouldn't do this. And if I give you this, and then you go smoke crack. If I do this, you gonna do this with this. And if I see you and you vacationing, well, you know what? And that's why I say that's one of the reasons why I've tried to not loan any money because I already know that that I ain't completely all miss positivity all 24/7 after 7 days a week because that would irritate me if somebody owed me some money. So I don't put myself in their situations. But I was doing some financial things because, like I said, once you start realizing that when you start doing certain things that will help project your life in a positive way, and you can apply that same principle to other aspects of your life, is game changing. I don't care if it took me till when I was 40 something years old to figure that out. At least I figured it out and I'm
yep,
doing something about
yep.
it now. But the thing about it is, what was I saying? Well, see, I'll be losing track of
No, I mean, but if we're gonna
but
give, we're giving not what's in it for me.
oh,
We're,
okay, yeah. Thank you. Keeping me on
yep,
track. So that and I was listening to the stuff about the financing and preparing for retirement and doing all these different things. And you said you have no money. If you have money left in your account, it could be investing or whatever. It could be in your emergency fund. You shouldn't have to, be able to go in and if somebody say, can I borrow $20? I don't have it. For real. I really don't have it. I don't even carry my debit cards. I carry about I may have $20 on me. You'll be wasting your time robbing me because I have nothing, because I want to make sure that I plan. If I want certain things, I plan for it. If
yep.
not, I'm like out here just spending all willy-nilly. and I had
Well,
to
no, I agree. I mean,
I had to put gardening in my budget,
yes.
because I was out of control.
Oh, I understand that. If you have something you like, whether it's gardening or makeup or
Yeah.
cars or whatever the heck you're into, you do have to budget because you can go crazy spending
Right.
money on the stuff you love.
Right. Mm-hmm. And even with the bike stuff, now I want to get new pedals because I was like, I'm really been training, y'all. I really been training for this bike ride because I want to ride the whole way. Like if you break, like your body break down and your bike break down, they'll pick you up and whatever. But I really want to make it the whole way. I don't care if it takes me all night and then like the break of dawn the next day. I really want to do that. But I said it can't get any faster with my leg power. So the key is they have pedals. They have pedals and they have a shoe that clip into the pedal.
Oh yeah, I've
And
seen
then
that. I've
so
seen
yeah,
those.
you see, no, okay, so it keeps you going even when you're not moving, you're basically moving your legs. You're getting the whole speed from the whole rotation of the
Oh,
bike.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
but if you get ready to fall and you can't unsnap that bike, you going flying, and that scares me.
Oh
But I know
no,
that's
yeah,
probably
I
like
get.
the only way that I can get faster. Like I'm keep on practicing. I'm getting more
Yeah.
consistent with my cadence. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm all in this stuff. I'm watching biking all day over here. I'm watching people, and then like when I get behind somebody on the trail, I watch their legs and see how they going. I can get going. Oh, y'all, I'm loving it, y'all. Sorry.
Well, you see, you're going about it smart. You're practicing. You know what you're limited in. You're working on that. And I'm going to be right honest, I think I'd be a little nervous about my foot not wanting to come off the
Right.
pedal too, because you just don't know. I mean, what if you drive right over a pothole that you didn't notice or something?
Right.
You know, you need to get off.
Oh, but I think I may go ahead and try it just because I don't want to regret not
Yeah.
trying. Because you can't let that fear lead you. You know what I'm saying? So we be stuck in not making change. So I'm gonna say, hey, I got a helmet. At least my brain be all right. I may have broke leg, broke arm, whatever. Be like, I tried, y'all.
Yeah, just bubble wrap yourself. You'll be good. All right. Well, I want to talk about some of your other passions. You brought up a little bit of gardening. So have you always been into flowers and vegetables, or is this something newer you're getting into?
Oh, this is very new. I didn't even like outdoors. After I got out the military, I was like, man, I never want to go camping again. This is not cool. It is, and this is a but I was like in the reserves too, because I mean I was in the reserve and then I was in the National Guard. So it was just like, okay, 1 week in a month, that ain't bad, But then you got to do that 2 weeks. That 2 weeks,
Yeah.
then you have there 3, 5, 7 days. Sometimes like, oh Lord, if I see one more baby wipe, I want to take a bath, a shower. I don't want to do this.
Well, plus they seem to plan that 2 weeks, like on the hottest 2 weeks of the
Right,
year.
of your life, yes. So when I finished there, but then I started realizing about right after I lost the weight, I challenged myself to lose 30 pounds in 60 days, and I lost 27 point. I never get done, like 27.9 pounds. And then I thought I was gonna have this like aha moment, like this, like this is like life has changed now. Everything's gonna be perfect and great. That didn't happen. Okay, so then I was like, okay, now what now? I need that we shall overcome moment? Like when am I going to see some permanent change? When am I going to not want to eat this whole gallon of ice cream? When I feel like I done got home from work and I just want to put my feet up and just eat. You know what I'm saying? Because it's comfort. Like everything that we celebrate is associated with good food. Some peach cobbler, some this and that. And at that time, I didn't realize they had alternatives to these things because I didn't care. But then when I associated that with inflammation in my body, with the pain that I was suffering from, and how that could help, reducing some of the things that I was eating that was causing inflammation could help me, may not heal me, but it could make me feel better in the moment. Then I started saying, okay, how can I evolve into making some changes? And with that came, a few little plants. And now it has evolved into mega container garden in the backyard. It started a little bit, now it's about halfway. I'm like, I gotta leave this play area for the kids. But yeah, it is evolving. And I just threw seeds out. They was like, well, just start throwing seeds in the dirt. And of course, it's not that simple. You have the soil textures, and if you're planting root vegetables and this. And Misty always laughs. She told me, have you done some research yet, or you just still this experiment? It's very much still an experimental garden. Like, I don't even care if I don't eat the food, because like Tasha dang showed not eating too many vegetables, but my oldest son, he's kind of getting away from where he will eat a lot of vegetables. He'll try. I say you have to try, even if you've tried before. Eat 2 bites or bite or whatever. And but my youngest son, that's my little partner right there. He all veggie city, and so I did start doing a little more research and planning and all of that. But I want to see, at this point in my gardening adventure, I want to see just the whole evolution of the plant. But then I get more serious, because we want to get some more land. That's another passion, is not only do I want to learn how to do this, I want to teach other people. Like the community gardens that we have, I want to see more of those. And having opportunities for people to come and grow their own food, even if they don't have a place, or get some windows, get some herbs. You already going there and buying this stuff, they probably sprayed with some chemicals. Go ahead and whatever you use the most of, some oregano or something, just a little bit of something. You can just grow going and then just seeing it, and it just brings you life. It brings, I mean, it brings me. I don't know about nobody else. It be like, I don't want to food with this. I forget about that watering the plants. And I used to be, I killed aloe, cactus. I could kill it all. Not kill it, but unalive it. But now I see that the more care I take with it, the more it will provide for me, and the more beautiful it is, you know. And it's just that whole connection between the earth and replenishing what we take from it, you know. And then I not only does it go out in the garden, I be saying, look, we use them towels instead of them paper towels. I mean, like chop, cut the lights off. You know, we good. Yep. Go outside. You don't need lights on here. Go outside into the play till the street lights come on. Like my mom used to say, don't run up these lights. Okay.
Well, it adds up. It adds up. If it's not needed, we don't need to use it.
Yeah.
It just adds up. So now in your vision, if let's say you get this land, wherever it is, and you start, so then the community are you going to do all ages to learn, or are you going to break it up to kids to learn? Because some kids don't even know where vegetables come from. You know, they just don't. So, I mean, is that something you're thinking about once this does come to fruition?
Ooh. Okay, so you getting exclusive over here. This is exclusive. Y'all come in a little bit. This is exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like, you know, like you talked about how your daughter is kind of a nomad and likes to, I love that. And I want to provide a place for nomadic people to come in. And if you're coming through town, you can, you know, rent your space and come in and enjoy some, you know, where you have the little area where people come in, play music and have a communal type things, because they're saying like we are connected. I always say united we stand, divided we fall, you know. And so I want to have that for in that area. And there's some people who are permanent because housing is so expensive. Like
it is very expensive.
Can't afford to live and eat. That's ridiculous. So I want to have some affordable spaces for people to be able to pull up in their tiny home or their whatever, you know, situation. Because, you know, you had what is it called, BLM land and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not a tiny home person. I'm not a minimalist. I'll be trying, but your girl is a hoarder, honey. I'll be trying. I'm decluttering. I'm working on me. Okay, I'm not finished with me yet. But when people are traveling in, or I have a couple of spots for people just to rent, but if they want some permanent spot, and I want, you know, just some green, because everything just get built up over, you know, all the green land. You can't see. I want to go out and I want to be able to see deer out in the far. You know what I'm saying? Like my homestead and then other places. Yeah, I do want to have chickens, rabbits, all that kind of stuff, because that's going to keep my heart young, caring for me and other people, you know.
Oh, for sure. And then part of that too is if they're staying, they're probably going to want to invest some time, because a lot of travelers, or whatever title you want to give people, nomads, most of them are like to do what you're talking about. Walk on the ground with no shoes, watch plants grow, eat clean eating or whatever. I mean, not to say they're not going to have ice cream or something, but I'm just saying that's kind of what they like too. So I mean, because my daughter could never wear shoes again, she probably wouldn't. I mean, that's just plain and simple fact.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting. Because I love it. If, you know, back in the day, the travel used to be gypsies. Now, you know, there's nomad. Now, you know, the different things, and I just think it's freedom. You know, it's freedom. And somebody asked, you know, would you rather have the worries of the world or be homeless? And I was like, I had a worries of the world. You're gonna have the worries of the world either way. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna, no matter where you are, you exist. It's all a part of life. It's part of this existence, this experience. That's why we're here. You know.
Oh yeah, you're totally right on that. We all have the things in life. So yeah, let's be free. Let somebody else do all that junk. That just gives me a headache sometimes. Thinking, I mean, because all of us in our community, and the more people I'm getting to know, I care about you. I care that you're healthy. I care that you have a roof over your head. Because you're part of me now. And so I'm connected with you and I care. So sometimes there's a little bit of worry if I haven't seen somebody for a while, or, you know, heard from somebody, oh gosh, are they okay? Or, you know, because we have all crazy lives. Nobody has the same life, and we just make the best of it each day as we're
Yes,
going up.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
100%. So yeah, gardening became my grandfather used to have a garden, and when I would visit, like I think we do the 1 week in the summer type of vacation growing up, and I would just eat the tomatoes. I would pull the tomatoes, eat it, right, that type of thing. And but after that, like we were in the city, not like New York City, but country type city, suburbs, and
More suburbs, so you have a smaller yard. You don't have the big yard, and yeah.
Yeah, so my mom
If
always
you like
would always
tomatoes, there
have
is
tomatoes.
nothing better than eating a tomato from the plant. I mean, I know Misty doesn't like tomatoes, but if you like tomatoes and you pick it off the vine, delish.
Or strawberries. The strawberries are. So I'm hoping my white strawberries come up because I probably should have tried a different technique. But yes, I am so looking forward to it, and it's just like it's like one of those things that one day you'll look out and there's nothing, and the next day it may bloom, and you just never know. So it's always something to look forward to.
Oh, absolutely. And for strawberries, my grandma would grow them. And the one thing I do remember, because I never had any luck growing strawberries, but you have to, as soon as they flower, you need to pay attention because the birds come. The birds will come and eat the seed. So then sometimes you won't grow the strawberry. So maybe get a cheesecloth or something. Soon as you see the strawberries start flowering, cover it up so that, obviously so air and moisture and everything could still come through, but then the birds can't get it. Birds won't be able to get it.
Do that. I have one that's flowering.
Yeah. So maybe if you have a cheesecloth, or maybe there's something different that is more better, but yeah, cover it up some so the birds can't get to it. Because the birds will get those strawberries faster than we can get to them.
That's right. I have big issues with squirrels. Risa said, my flowers do. Yeah, for the most part, I am, but I got sent a couple of seeds, so I am just trying stuff. But I think the most of the stuff I'm buying in my I'm growing from seed. So I just bought some clear, if I find a plant on clearance, frugal mama gonna have to, and I tell Tasha, look how much I saved. And she was like, you could have saved all $12 if you hadn't bought it. You don't need nothing else.
Do you have friends that have flowers or annuals or perennials in their yard?
I do. I think I have one friend that really grows, but I'm
well, it's just a suggestion. If you're ever out and about and you can, take a piece of something, not because in certain areas you're not allowed to, break off bushes or plants.
Trespass.
Yeah, take off a piece and then, have a little jar or something with water and leave it in your kitchen where it gets sunlight. And then as soon as it grows roots, you can plant it, and then you can get all sorts of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying steal. I'm just saying that some places allow that. So because plants are expensive, so
probably I want a peach tree.
Oh,
I want a peach tree. They say that those are good for this area.
For flowering, do you have to have two for the flowering process?
You know what? I don't know, but I probably end up with two.
Apples, you need 2 or 3 trees so they can flower and cross pollinate. So I don't know about peaches though.
Yeah, I like to get 2 of everything so they have a friend. Because I think they communicate however I want to have. I want to have everything to have a friend or companion.
Now, once you get that and you grow and you get 1 million peaches, are you going to can or are you going to make pies? What do you think you're going to do with it?
I'm planning on all of that. I watch this lady called Sammy Joe. Joe, she has like a pantry, and it's like going to a farmer's market or something. It's all just neat in the glass jars and everything. And then I want to be able to give it as presents. How did you ever like make jam?
Yes.
Preserves and stuff like that. And that requires a lot of sugar, so I probably have to think of some kind of alternative. But I would love to be able to share and probably I may even take it to the market, and just to
You
be able to
should.
talk to
Oh
people.
my gosh, yeah, just use a little monk fruit or some kind of whatever sugar-free sugar, because you really don't need much fruit. Just is so sweet
Mm-hmm.
anyway, especially if it's ripe and you're
Mm-hmm.
cooking it down to make a jam
I have
yummy.
never even made a jam, Cheryl. I don't even. I just have the vision. I just have. I ain't
You'll
never
do
made.
it. You'll do it, and I'm gonna come on down and get some because that sounds delicious.
Yes.
Now, what about other things? Are you going to try to do like green beans, potatoes? I don't know. I'm just rambling
Mm-hmm.
vegetables out.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing all kind of beans. I did like 3 different type of beans. Um, and potato. Do you know you do the potato from the potato?
Yeah, I didn't know it when I was younger, but when I found out, it's just like,
Mind blown. Be like the food just supposed to magically appear at the grocery store, and it's just available for my needs, baby.
I
It's
know. The
magic.
first time someone says, just plant that potato, you'll grow some. And I'm like, what?
What?
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I have some sweet potato slips. I should have. I'm like 2 weeks behind and get my slips, but I found a new technique to get slips, and that's through sand. And so when it starts to grow the slip, it also starts the root, and you just pick it off, and it's already ready, and you don't have to go from
Oh,
the slip to
nice.
water to get the roots. Yeah, so I'm
Oh,
gonna do
that's
another variety.
awesome. Well, I'll share a fun story. I have had big gardens. And I'm not always good at paying attention. So sometimes I get zucchini, like, that big. But my first summer doing it, as my grandparents were still alive, my grandfather wanted to till this area. And then he planted some things. And then when he came back for my daughter's birthday in September, he said, "What happened to your garden, Cheryl D?" My middle name's D. And so Cheryl D, that's what a lot of family calls me. Cheryl D. Cheryl D, what happened to all the vegetables? All I see is stickers. You're growing a garden of stickers. And it was true. It was just mostly stickers. And my grandma's like, don't talk to your granddaughter. I mean, I'm trying not to laugh because it's truthful. I did not grow much vegetables.
Just the stickers.
He's probably thinking, I wasted all my time tilling. I mean, I don't know what he thought, but I was
That
very
is fun.
grateful. He did teach me things. I got better as time went on.
So it gets better.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
indeed.
like you said, especially beans, you see them, they flower. You're like, oh, we got a few days. Next thing you know, they're like this long. No, there's certain vegetables you just have to pay attention to
Attention to,
because they grow
right.
so fast.
Exactly. I'm like, wow. Like I'm serious. Seeing that's like the evolution of life. I mean, changing
Are you going to
stuff.
try like any melons? I
Oh
can't
yes,
grow a melon to save my life. I
I'm
can't.
trying this year, sure. I
Okay,
got me
well, I
some
wish you luck. I wish you luck.
I'm gonna give me some. I got me some manure to because our dirt is horrible, and I'm gonna try to do them in the ground. I got some in a container, and some I'm gonna put it in the ground probably this weekend. And so I'm hoping that it'll work out. I'm doing watermelon and cantaloupe. So yeah, I'm just fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
I can do pumpkins, but for some reason melons, the
Oh yes,
biggest I ever got was for a watermelon was like this. I couldn't get it grow any
they say
bigger.
they require full sun, but I mean, like, it's virtually no spot in my yard that is going to get full sun that is still available. So,
Are you going to, because it gets so many vines, are you going to put a stick in so the vines grow up and then
go
the
up.
melons just grow down? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they'll just take over the whole yard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the one thing I would love to take over. I love watermelon. That's like my favorite fruit. I just
Well,
love it so
it's
much.
sweet, it's juicy, and especially
Mm-hmm.
on a warm day, it's like you're
Yes.
getting a beverage and a treat at the same
Yes. Yes. It's express hydration. That's what they should call it.
Oh, there you go. Well, you're going to call that. So you got your express
Express
hydration melons
hydration.
growing, and you're going to make a fortune off them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's gonna be me.
Well, I was curious, what got you into joining the reserves and stuff?
Um,
Is it something you did right out of high school, or you waited a while, or?
No, I actually graduated college,
Oh,
and
okay.
then I went into the reserves because it's just something I always want to be a servant. I always wanted to serve. I always wanted to protect people, and so I want to make sure people are, because when you feel protected, you feel like you can be more productive, like you can feel more alive, like you steady watching over your shoulders, and I feel like if we're going to take advantage of these liberties, and be a part of the process, of everything, and so that's what prompted me to do it. And then when they said, you can get this amount of money, this amount of bonus, this amount your insurance, and this amount of whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't have nothing to lose. I don't have a job.
Well,
So I
plus
was
some
just,
education too. Don't they have certain
mhm.
programs where you can get free
Oh
education
yeah.
for signing
Mhm.
up?
And if you
Yeah.
don't use it, your offspring can and use it in certain cases,
Ooh, that's
depending on.
obvious. That's
Mhm.
awesome.
But I
Um,
always wanted to be a servant, and I wanted to be, I like, don't, if you're not going to be like a part of the process, like, how people say, well, like here, they trying to take away the chickens in the neighborhood. And so people are in the uprise, keep the chickens, keep the chickens. So that's why I was like, finally, something that people can get support
aboard
around,
on. Save
But
those chickens. Come on, everybody.
right. And so, but the people who don't want the chickens are the one to they be like, they got the rats, they couldn't they bring in, attract snakes and stuff like that. I say all these feral cats around, that's their role and responsibility. It's called the cycle of life. Come on, y'all, we need to keep the chickens, okay?
Yes,
But,
let the cats do their thing. Eat that
mhm.
gross junk that's slithering around. Let them get it. We'll worry about our chickens.
Yeah, we were about, because those, like a dozen of eggs one time was $6. Like,
Oh, that was crazy.
so
Especially when I was doing keto, and I'm still pretty much doing keto, is like, I'm like, well, I'm just going to get this 12 pack and stretch it because it's just ridiculous. And
mhm.
eggs should be the cheapest thing because there's so many chickens.
Right. Mm-mm.
I'm curious. My dad was in the service. He was in the Air Force, but he really didn't talk about it much. He did not get shipped to Vietnam, but he was in the Air Force during Vietnam. He was in Europe and Texas. Oh, guess what, Sherry? A fun fact: I was created in Texas. My
Woo!
mom was down on base, and she came back home.
Okay.
But I'm curious because he never really talked about it. Did you have like the 6 or 8 week, I'm not sure what it is, the boot camp, and do the whole thing like maybe my dad did when he was in the Air Force? Do you do that full thing too when
Mhm.
you join?
Yes, you do. So what I did was did a delayed entry. So as soon as I graduated, I enlisted, but I didn't go to basic training until February. So a lot of my time in the military was sitting around and waiting, waiting to start class, waiting to start basic. Waiting to start basic, waiting to start class, waiting to get out. I did a lot of waiting. So I'm not gonna say I never got deployed, but I did a lot of helping out while I was there. So I did a lot of schooling. I went to officer candidate school. I was 2 weeks of graduating. I had a miscarriage, and then I didn't like how the situation was handled. And I was like, okay, I'm okay. I only have so much more time left to get my honorable discharge, because you need that. You need them credentials. You don't want to get out the military without an honorable discharge. Boy, that's the worst. Your life is over after that.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that doesn't set well.
Well, you
But
put the time in, you did the work, and
mhm.
you want to get that. I agree.
Exactly. So we did. They told, and I think the recruiter, for some reason, these 6 weeks just set in my mind. So I thought I was gonna only be doing 6 weeks, and then it's like, okay, you have an intake, but I was there for like 10 weeks, 10 weeks, because you got this the whole process, and then you get shipped to different, people get shipped out to different places, and sometimes you just sit there and wait before the session start. So I was like, oh my gosh, I see why people be like, oh, I miss home. And it was a lot of, I ain't gonna say a lot. It was people who could not handle it. Some went home, some didn't, But the whole experience challenged me more than anything for basic training, challenged me more than anything I probably had ever experienced in my life. The physical, the mental, like, and then when I did go to officer school, like we had to do road marches so long. It was like with your rucksack, it's like 35 pounds with your rifle and all this kind of stuff, your feet hurting in them terribly built made boots. But the one thing I loved about everything is that I know people from around the world. Just like it's not because I went to a historically Black university. I graduated from Prairie View A&M University, and so when I got into the military, the world expanded open so much more. My neighborhood was, growing up was not so integrated, and then as I got older, we moved into an area that was a little more integrated. But most of all that I've seen and had interaction with through church and school and all the different things was people who look like me. And then you see people on TV, but actually seeing them in person, be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you hear all these negative things. Well, this type of people like this. So you said you already have these imposed, not ideation, but expectations or kind of generalizations about people, and you meet people and like, "Oh, you just like me, you just look different, or you just like my homegirl, you just like whatever." You just start to embrace people for who they are, for them, for just their whatever, and you just break down the labels and the chains of what we've been taught and what we become accustomed to, and say, "You know what? I just love you. I just love you." And then until you give me a reason not to love, it's all good.
Oh, I agree. I mean, yes. The older I got, the more, like, I didn't join the military, but I did expand and meet all different kinds of people, and that opened my world. I never really just thought anything about anyone. You hear stuff like on the news or whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But when I met everybody, it's like, yeah, family. We're all the same. We have moms, sisters, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we eat different food, but that's because of whatever, where we live or blah, blah, blah.
What you have available to you. Yeah.
So, I think the only thing I could think of was a surprise to me when I got out of high school was, I guess, to be absolutely honest, different religions, because we grew up Baptist. And so then, it was just like, I don't know how it's like, they don't talk about anything else, but I don't know. To me, it's like, it's all kind of the same,
yeah.
And if you're, I don't know the correct word, but if you're involved and you want to practice and you believe that it should be kind-hearted. And so this other stuff, in all of it in the world, you're not really, you're not participating the right way if you don't just have a full heart and want to be loving and caring.
I agree.
I know I said that a weird way.
At the end of the day, it's about love and kindness and exactly.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the things, like, oh, okay, because they were pretty strict at where we went. And so it was just like a fresh breath air, I think, when I wasn't living at the home, to experience other people, because it's like, no, you can't treat people that way. That's not really religion,
Exactly.
And so, that's was my biggest take when I was able to be out on my own and meet people. So yeah, I mean, obviously our parents try to do the best, or or whatever, but if they don't open their blinders, they're not going to teach that.
I told y'all about that time my son talking about, well, how you know it's a God? I said, well, I don't know, but I ain't taking no chances. Get down, come on, let's pray. Let's pray to whoever you. I said, but it's got to be something. I said, what came first, the chicken or the egg? He said, well, of course, the chicken. I said, all right, there's God right there. God is the chicken. Okay, believe in something till you find something else to believe with, but you gotta have something that you rooted in that's gonna give you some hope when you ain't got no hope. When you want to celebrate and there's nobody with you to celebrate the victories or whatever it is, it's just what to be thankful for. Because you can say, oh, I did this, I did, That's cool. But at
Yeah.
the same sense, you're like, man, I couldn't have did that without my family, my friends. I mean, most in every all of our wins, all of our successes is somebody right there to say, because I'm telling you that the most sustainable thing is because we have somebody somebody
It's,
with us cheering us on, and
yeah.
you listen in the weight loss community or the fitness community or the herbal community, be like, oh my goodness, it changed my life, and I had this community. This community, like, okay, this is where you go to get them herbs right there. You need them herbs. Like I tell about that energy tea. That tea changed my life. My cycle started getting back regulated. All this different kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm definitely going to spread the word about this. So the community, like you just can get so much by uniting, and so many things are intended to be so divisive, and then we like, okay, just come in for a common goal, and that is to love and to help each other get better in everything that we do. I don't even have to, like, some people may like video game. I don't have to like that, but I support you because it's one of your passions.
Yep. Well, yeah, we don't all like the same thing, but that's just saying whether it's food or video games or whatever. We're our own individuals, but we still should be kind and caring to everybody. Just be kind and caring. It goes a long way. And, I get there's some people who are incapable of that, but we're trying to find our group, and we have a wonderful community. And I'm going to just elaborate a little bit more. What is with women talking down to women? I just don't get that. I think everybody in our community is fabulous. I just want everyone to succeed and do their thing, because this life on this planet is so short.
Yes.
And find that joy and happiness. Why? I don't know.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a piggyback on that, because in so many of the communities, it's always, because I think what happens is people are kind of have a lot of stuff going on, so they project what they have on, and they try to identify something negative about somebody else, so they feel better about themselves. When you embrace, I've been admiring this shirt you have on this whole time. I'm like, that hair is up, that lips is popping, okay, and then got the little thing on there. I was gonna tell you that, but I be getting so distracted. My mind be all over the place, but it's just a part of my personality. I was like, look, Cheryl, okay, but
well, I know that you kind of like the color blue because you use a lot of blue hearts, but I don't own a lot of blue clothes, so I thought, well, this is close. Close enough.
Yes, I meant to say that too before we had even started. But I just like to find the beauty or the whatever, the essence of something pure or loving and kind in everybody. Like and like some people may say it's naive, but I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be no fool. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that in everything, in everybody, and everybody be like, oh, here we go. Go ahead, give me the because I always say, well, what's they say, playing angel's advocate, you know what I'm saying? I mean, playing angel's advocate, and not that I be trying to be all righteous or nothing, because even when I make mistakes, I try to reflect on it to see how I can move better. Even if I don't move better, at least I want to have some type of plan on how I intend or want to be better. But so like with the whole Ozempic and weight loss medications and all this kind of stuff, oh, you shouldn't do that. You see, they losing weight real fast. They must have been Ozempic. I lost weight real fast. I didn't do nothing but change my diet and get up off my behind.
And if someone wants to use that, that's great. I just react goofy to medications, so I'm gonna do the exercise and food because I have no idea what's going to do to me.
Exactly.
And if you want to, or you need to have the surgery because XYZ, great. Whatever works for you, I'm going to support you. Am I going to worry if something you are interested in could be harmful? Oh, yes, but I can't do anything about that because that's a choice so-and-so is making.
Exactly.
But I'm going to be there to love and support and,
Exactly. And I'm just like, if we did spend as much time trying to bring other people down or just focus on the negative, when somebody's like it's like something happened to somebody's pet, animal. It's like to some people, it's like the best friend, like a family member, a blood relative, and just to be there in that aspect. And I'd be having to work on this myself because I'd be like, okay, who haven't I talked to like at least once a week? Who haven't I talked to in a while? And there's certain people, I just like, okay, let me just, and I let my spirit move me, and I call them and be caring about it. And I say, if we can just be more united. And I think that, but being in this, I say fitness, wellness type of community, from weight loss. Weight loss is just like what they call it, a byproduct of getting healthier, making healthier choices. And you realize you don't have to, like Deanna, Adventures of Deanna. She say, that's my girl right there. She don't even know that, she one of my best friends in my brain. But Missy, I'm like, that's my best friend. When I go to Houston, I'm gonna meet her. And I was like, because you need, even when they not there, you can still talk to them. So the Adventures of Deanna, I was like, it don't have to be all or nothing. Because it'd be like, okay, either I'm gonna be totally all right, or be okay, well, forget it, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and go, I might as well eat this gallon of ice cream, But you're like, no, I ate too much, but now I just put this on to the side and I'm good. And then we move on. You don't have to be all or nothing. Like I would be habit track. Oh, I didn't meet all 7. Oh man, but look, you made 5 out of 7. You made the majority. If I get 4 out of 7, I'm like, yeah, baby. And
I'm with you on that thought process. Totally. And Deanna's right, and you are right. Because I was that way years ago. I already did it. I'm gonna just eat crap the rest of the day.
Right.
Or I weigh myself 3 times a day. What is gonna change? Obviously, it's gonna get heavier during the day because I ate or drank or whatever. Why am I getting back on the scale? Has no purpose.
None at all. And like I'll tell you what. I have these gold jeans. Once a month, I put on my gold jeans. If I wasn't doing the fitness channel, I wouldn't even weigh myself because I know if I'm eating well or not. I know if my joints are swollen. I can tell right now. If I can ball up my fist, my arthritis is okay. It's in check. If I can't, then I know I need to drink me some ginger tea or something like that. I go by how my body feels. I know that food gives me strength, and I really care about what I'm putting in it. Even though I may smell that hot dog or something that smells so good, with letting know I ain't ate a hot dog in a whole year, it's gonna irritate my stomach. I'm gonna be indisposed for a while, but it just say, okay, this feel like normal. Like I ain't deprived of anything. I can still eat all of whatever. I can adjust my eating window. I can make so many things to aid. And everybody go through the technical stuff, this metabolic switching and this, that, and the other. I just say, try to do better today than I did yesterday. Simple way. It has simplified my whole life.
Oh, I agree. It took me a while to get there. Like right now, we're both doing the challenge with Derek. And so I said, well, how much weight have you lost? I'm like, you know what? I take that picture, I send it to Derek. I don't, because what you're saying, how do my clothes feel? Are my joints swollen? Am I able to move? Because that's truly, I mean, yes, I do need to lose weight because I'm overweight, but you mentioned, and Missy and other people too, that's the byproduct of me getting healthier and feeling better. And so, I know I know what weight I started, but I don't know how much I truly lost. Because like I said, I just sent the picture to Derek and I don't think anything more. I just know Friday morning, I have to send Derek a picture. That's just what I'm doing, because I don't want to focus on that number because I've spent too many years in the past focusing on a number.
And we know throughout the month our hormones change, everything fluctuates, like you taking this snapshot in time and making really critical decisions based on a moment. It's just like, okay, don't snap, crackle, and pop on somebody just because they cut you off in traffic. Just sit back and it's just a moment, and it's just life changing.
Well, I agree. And I just think, hey, obviously they're in a bigger hurry than I am. They just go ahead. It's not worth it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, Misty is right. I got to try to click this on. Yeah, bonus. It's a bonus to lose weight because we're feeling better. I mean, if we have arthritis like Tasharia and I know Misty, we're eating better. We're feeling better because, well, we have got to an hour. My alarm. I set an alarm this time because I do get busy chatting and not paying attention. Tasharia, do you have anything going on that you would like to share with everybody?
Oh no, just real quick. I do morning workouts. It's not instructional. I feel like there's a lot of great content creators that create instructional workouts. But if you want somebody to stay encouraged with, you want to join and do your workout while I do my workout. Let's do it together. Take a walk or just join. You might want to follow along. My workouts, I do a lot of talking because I realize that without keeping my mind strong and nourishing my soul with peace, positivity, and thoughts of prosperity, this thing that I try to do and getting healthy every day is going to be more challenging for me. So I do that Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. But most importantly, y'all, I am biking for MS. I want to thank those who have donated and shared the stream. Thank you, Cheryl, for allowing me on your platform to share my passion for the bike MS. And like I said, we can't maybe not be able to support every charity, every community, every issue or whatever, but this one is right now, right here, right now. And it is an opportunity to help in any way that we possibly can through sharing or donations. And just in prayers, baby. I'm gonna need them prayers to keep these legs going those 100 miles. It's 2 days.
We
Over 2
will
days,
all be cheering you on. Every single one of us
and
will be
hopefully I'll be
cheering you
able to
on.
track it where you'll be able to log in and see me as I move throughout the map. But that
Ooh,
is
cool.
all you all. Like I said, just take one day at a time. We, even with life stresses, is a reason to smile.
Well, I just appreciate you, and I thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I know you're busy and you have lots going on, but thank you so much. I just enjoyed this very, very much, Tasharia.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Cheryl. You look beautiful.
You look beautiful. We look beautiful.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being in the chat. We appreciate you all. If you're catching the replay, we love you also. And please check out Tasharia's site. If you can donate, fabulous. Every dollar counts. But if you just can't do it right now, please share. Maybe you know someone in your family or a great friend that will want to donate. So that'd be fabulous. Please take a moment to check that out. That'd be wonderful. All right, everybody. Don't forget, you're amazing. We love you. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Always.